Hi, welcome back. So in video one, we understood uh, ROE, what drives ROE, and how we can use it quickly to evaluate financial institutions. Okay. So in this video, which is video two, let's double click on what drives ROE. Specifically, let's understand ROA. Please remember that customer deposits, okay, are liability for a bank. A deposit liability hota hai for a bank, and the deposit money, which is used to give out loans, are assets for a bank. Please keep that in mind. Let's begin.
So let me open up the investor presentation for ICICI Bank. All right, let me do that. Right. So here let's start with the liability profile. Let me search on deposits. So deposit may okay. So there are two kinds of deposit. One is CASA, which is current account, saving account. The other is term deposits. Okay. CASA deposits, they are cheaper for the banks. Because banks own deposits where they don't have to pay a lot of interest. Okay. And there is term deposits like the FDs and recurring deposits, they fall under term. Okay. So CASA for ICICI is 40%. Okay. In fact, CASA for many banks like ICICI, HDFC, Kotak, it's close to, and SBI, it's close to 40%. Okay. All right. Or so in fact, let me pull over the annual report. I think it will be better to understand. Okay, so I'm on the annual report. Let me search by management discussion. So here, if you see, I'm just making sure I'm being recorded. Yes. So if you see average interest bearing liabilities, meaning both your borrowings and deposits, they are around 12 trillion rupees. Okay. Usme the bank gave an interest of around 4%, 3.93. Okay. So the cost of fund hai bank ka, okay, is around 4%. Okay. And if you want to break up, there is a breakup as well. कि जो 3.93% हमने देखा उसमें कैसा if you see current account and saving account, उसमें जो interest the bank has to which the bank paid last year is only 2.28%. Okay. Term deposit, it's higher, close to 5%, because FDs and all, उसमें थोड़ा interest ज़्यादा देना पड़ता है, and then cost of borrowing is slightly more higher. Okay. So overall cost of liabilities, your cost of overall cost of deposits and borrowings is close to 3.93 or 4%. Okay. All right. In fact, SBI or HDFC and Kotak, all these banks ka, it's closer to this 4%, give or take a few percentage points, a few, it's around this range. Okay. तो इसका मतलब क्या हो गया? Optically, at least optically, जो deposit profile, it looks optically, that is not driving the ROA change. Okay. So let's look at the asset profile now. All right. Let's do that. So let me go back to investor presentation. Okay. And I just want to make sure I'm getting recorded. Here, let me go to the loan portfolio, which is the next slide. Okay. So loan is the assets. Okay. So here, the key thing to look for is what portion of the loan portfolio is retail. Okay. मतलब कितना loan दिया है to customers like you and me, retail customers. So it is around 54%. And why it's important? Okay. It's important because see, retail loans ka matlab, retail loans, personal loans ho gaye, home loans, credit card loans or what have you. Okay. Plus the key thing to note about retail loans is that banks, they earn a higher yield, higher interest rate on these loans vis-a-vis the corporate loans. Okay. All right. And the another important thing is retail loans have lower NPAs because customers like you and me are very likely to pay off any loans that we take. Okay. All right. Because we obviously need to maintain a CIBIL score and stuff. So retail customer जो है वो अब तो पैसा बैंक को लौटा देगा, कॉर्पोरेट तभी डिफॉल्ट कर सकता है. ओके. ऑलराइट. तो और रिटेल में पैसा भी ज्यादा बैंक कमाता है. ऑलराइट. ओके. सो इफ यू लुक इन एसबीआई और सम अदर बैंक लाइक पंजाब नेशनल अदर बैंक्स, ओके, वो कॉर्पोरेट को लोन बहुत देते हैं. दे लोन द कॉर्पोरेट एक्सपोजर इज हायर than ICICI or HDFC. Okay. So two things happen because the corporate exposure is higher. So they earn a lower yield on those loans. Plus NPAs भी आ जाते हैं when the tide is not in your favor on loans में. All right. So that explains the lower ROA for those banks and higher ROA for the likes of HDFC and ICICI. Okay. That's one of the explanation. The other is if I यहाँ पे अगर मैं फी इनकम सर्च करूं, ओके, सी दो मोटा मोटा दो काइंड ऑफ इनकम है बैंक का. One is net interest income, which is the interest differential loans pay, or the interest differential with the loans they give out and the interest that they are required to pay on the deposits or the borrowings. एक तो net interest income है, okay. The other is fee income. Fee income माने what does fee income means? See, uh, it's the income that banks would earn by processing loans, by some payment gateways or demand draft, or if you like enrolling for mutual funds. So उसमें जो भी fees होगा, that is like fee income. Okay, all right. So if a bank has higher exposure to retail, okay, then then it will earn a higher fee income, because retail customers, they transact a lot. Corporate इतना transact नहीं करेगा. जितना ज्यादा transactions होगा उतना ही ज्यादा fee earn करेगा. All right. Okay. The fee income for ICICI was 22% in FY23, 21% in FY24 9 months. Okay. For SBI, it's lower, and for other banks like Punjab, I'm just using them as my guinea pig, but obviously got to like search की कितना fee income किसका है. लेकिन क्योंकि SBI, PNB और other banks का कॉर्पोरेट एक्सपोजर ज्यादा है, कॉर्पोरेट लोगों को, कॉर्पोरेट कंपनीज को ज्यादा लोन दे रखे हैं, तो उनका फी इनकम भी थोड़ा लोअर है. दैट अगेन एक्सप्लेन्स देयर लोअर आरओए. ओके, एंड ऑब्वियसली यू आल्सो नीड टू चेक कि उनके ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंस और एम्प्लॉय एक्सपेंस उन बैंक से ज्यादा होते हैं. एक और रीजन है, क्योंकि वो पब्लिक बैंक लिटिल इनएफिशिएंट vis-a-vis प्राइवेट, तो एक और रीजन है कि उनके आरओए क्यों थोड़े कम हो जाते हैं. इनफैक्ट यू कैन डू दिस एनालिसिस फॉर प्राइवेट बैंक्स एज वेल. किसी किसका ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंस ज्यादा है, किसका कम है, किसका फी इनकम ज्यादा है, किसका कम है. ओके, देन you'll understand why किसका आरओए ऐसा क्यों है. Alright, okay. So I thought it's important that I spend a few minutes on double clicking on both the asset profile and the liability profile. Okay.